It is 12:34. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm Austin Reed. We're looking at a live picture right now. This is the interchange at the downtown Fresno area. Beautiful shot there. It's hot. Highs today in the upper 90s. So cool off any way you can. My next guest is a regular here on Central Valley Talk. It is Sammy Franco. Did I say that right?
You did.
I did. Okay. I'm sure some people call you Franco, right?
Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different stuff.
Tomato.
Yep. As long as they call me.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. Sammy.
Yeah.
BFI Financial. And today we're talking about a couple things. Number one, tax advantage personal. The pension plans, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll start there.
Yeah, we're just
I was reading the lower third.
Yeah, a little bit about retirement plans and what's out there, but state pension, like CalPERS,
Yeah.
and I personally help a lot of state workers, whether they work for, the CPUC or whoever works for the state of California. They're going to be collecting a pension through CalPERS, and so that's based off of returns in the market that organization gets, and then they fund the plan. And so the more people who are retiring, we're reaching what some people might call the pension crisis, where there's the baby boomers. They're all coming for their pensions now. And so having pension plans funded is huge. So they have made some adjustments this year, and they're projecting a lower rate of return in their investments, which is going to eventually mean a higher withdraw or a higher amount of money coming out of checks. And so really working with people on those pensions, because a lot of people know that they get a pension, but they don't understand how it works. So
tax day, just a quick reminder to everybody, this year it's May 17th.
Yep, the 17th.
So you've got 5 days left.
Yeah, 5 days to try to get your money back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We wish you the best of luck. What about 401k?
401k is by far the number one vehicle that most people choose. It's either that or the Roth IRA. And those are the 401k is something that came about like in the late 70s, early 80s. That's when big corporations were looking for tax benefits. So by giving that company match and instituting a 401k, they're able to get the tax write-offs. It also put investing in your retirement in your hands. So people loved that. So that is something that has been the number one vehicle for a long time with retirement. Was never meant to be a retirement plan, just a savings plan, but it ended up being something that people wrote out into retirement. And some people retire successfully on it. We see a lot of people who just don't maximize it. And that's the thing, is understanding your plans, whether you're in a Roth, a 401k, whether you use real estate, something that is totally different than any of those plans, but just knowing what you're in. And if you don't know what you're in, then getting with someone who can help you understand it.
Talk a little bit about more about the tax advantage.
So tax advantage is anything that basically you're going to pay the taxes up front. So like a Roth, insurance, real estate is super tax advantaged, and you really don't save into that. That's not really a vehicle that you set. That's something you invest in. So what we help a lot of people do, that we place company 401ks, defined benefit plans with companies, but individually we help a ton of real estate investors, and they love to use insurance because they can park their money in there like a savings account that allows them access to the growth before they're 60. And then they take that money from their policy and they collateralize their money and borrow against it to put into real estate. And either they're burring houses, or they're fixing and flipping, or they're acquiring rental properties. And that right there in and of itself, that income, when those properties become passive, can provide retirement income and a ton of tax benefits, write-offs.
Wow, that's stuff that I think a lot of people would kind of not know.
Exactly. No, a lot of people don't. And it's when we get to the portion of using insurance in what we do. Because we have a leg of our office that handles security stuff, and there's people if someone comes to me and something that I can't handle, I send them to someone else who I work with that does. But when we start showing people unconventional methods like using an insurance product to be the middleman and dump money into there to grow a guaranteed percentage that acts like a bank account. There's several successful real estate investors that we help, And we help people from California all the way to New York. A lot of people don't work in New York, but we do. And they do just that. Like they'll either park it in like an old school guaranteed whole life, but there's a special design. So super high liquidity, super high cash value early. And they'll access that money within the first 30, 60 days to put into a real estate investment. And the payback and the loan provisions inside of insurance, they haven't changed in forever. So they're really flexible.
You know, as you walk us through all of these things, you know, I was watching a report on NBC Nightly News the other day, and they were talking about people that need financial advisors, people that don't need financial advisors. What's your take on that?
I think that usually the people that don't need them are someone who's taken the initiative to self-educate, you know, which is great. Like, I get the question a lot. I got $1,000. Show me where to put it. And usually, if I was someone who was trying to place someone in an investment to gain money for myself, I'd say, "Oh, put it in here. Let me help you load this." The biggest investment you can make with that is your time and money into yourself with education, whether it's books, whether it's courses, whether it's something that's going to help you get where you want to go. I talk to people every day who contact me. How can I get into utilizing some of these alternative methods to own real estate, or to leverage these accounts to own real estate? Everybody wants to get into real estate. Now it's crypto. So how do I leverage these? And you can even leverage these policies to get into crypto and not even use your money and keep your money building while you're leveraging someone else's money. The way that the rich get rich is by leveraging other people's money.
Right.
Whether it's the bank, whether it's a private lender, whether it's through a policy that you own, they want to know how to do that. So the people who don't need it are the ones who take the initiative to go out and seek it themselves. The people who need it are the people who are out there gambling on these the trades that will make you rich overnight, but if you wait too long, you're just back in the same boat another day later. So,
are you continuing to get questions about crypto? I mean, that's a fascinating situation.
Yeah, and I'm by no means an expert on it, but I do know that there's a ton of regulation that's going to come down on it. You know, I know the last time we were here, I mentioned that there's already a task force that's been assigned by the Internal Revenue Service to start looking at every crypto transactions. I know that they're far from getting where they're going to be with it, but it's going to be around to stay. There's so many different coins, you know, and
didn't Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live? He was promoting
the Dogecoin, Dodge, however you say it. I mean, there's a huge part of those coins that are pumped up by the media and by the people who invest in them, because they know if they pump it up enough, the price is going to go up to where they can dump it. And so, unfortunately, some of those coins do gain a following where they're going to listen to these influencers or people who are saying, hold, and then they're going to be the ones that sell while everyone's holding, so they can get the high price. And then when it comes down, people will buy back in because they tell you buy the dip, you know, in anything, buy the dip. And so that's how they keep that cycle going. You know, Dogecoin got up to over about 70 cents, I think, you know, and I remember when it was, you know, 0.00001,
right,
you know, and so it's come a long way just by them doing what they're doing. But it doesn't, you know, if you watched SNL, they kept asking him, like, what does it do? What is it? And it was, you know, and like, again, I'm not an expert on it, but there's no utility to it. It's just, it was made up as a joke, but it's just the power of the media and what it can do.
And of Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah.
his financial record.
Yep.
Let's see. We've got about 30 seconds left. Any upcoming events that you're doing? Any online sessions?
Yes, we're actually going to be talking about these, the policies in using real estate coming up very soon. We've had a request for that through different clients and through social media. So we are going to be putting together a kind of a webinar on how you can use insurance and real estate and some security stuff all together to create a great retirement.
All right, so people can learn more at, they can, befinanciallyinformed.com or your number?
Yeah, my number right there on the screen. Give me a call. I'm accessible all the time. We do business strategies. We do personal strategies. The biggest thing is just know what you have and know how it works. People will throw darts at a dartboard just to say I'm inside of a 401k or I own a Roth IRA. But some people will have their money in a Roth IRA and never deploy it into investments. And it just sits there, and they're like, "Oh, my Roth is not gaining," and it's just knowing how to use it.
All right, come back in a couple months with another. I like calling you our financial expert because you know so much and you explain it in a way that the average Joe understands. So
that's what we all are, right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. All right, Sammy. We'll see you soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk. We'll be back in the 1 o'clock hour with more live local guests. Stay with us.